All right, so I found this thing at Century, I don't know, a week or so ago, and I thought it was ruined or damaged beyond repair, so I just kind of set it off in a safe spot, thinking that I might come back and get it later and modify it into a normal type of height gauge or measuring gauge for the surface plate or for on the planer here. But after spending a little bit of time with it, it actually looks like it might still be functional. So anyways, I'm going to put it back together here if I can remember how it goes back together before I forget. Um, and I'll kind of bring you guys along for the ride. It's going to take a little while, so it's probably going to be a little bit of a long video. So feel free to fast forward. Oh, before I get this on, this is one of the coolest things about it. I don't know how well you can see it or not. So this little lever on the back here, if you can see it actuating these two pieces here, let's see. There's a couple of little brass ears in there that are spreading when I press this lever. Anyways, I don't know if it showed up on the video or not, but it's really, really cool. However, whatever this thing is. So I'm guessing this is some sort of very specialized precision height gauge. Not seeing any names on any of that. The only thing that's got a name is this, and this is Brown and Sharp. So this is the part that I actually thought was ruined. It would rotate, but it wouldn't move. Well, I'll show you the part it wouldn't move up and down when it's put together again, but I thought the threads were stripped on this. Evidently, I was wrong. It was just rusted. Some portion of this was rusted enough that, or the barrel of it here was rusted enough that it was seizing up the anvil, I guess maybe you'd call it. Not sure what you'd call this portion of it, but I'm assuming there is a preset clutch to this thumb screw portion, whereas the other ones you have just, the top. So anyways, this is what I thought was ruined, and apparently it's not, which makes me very happy. Let's see here. Here's another interesting tidbit on this thing. So right here, a series of small ball bearings ride, and it's got these little set screws, I assume, for keeping the space very precisely between these two pieces that sandwich the ball bearings in there. So anyways, I thought that was kind of interesting. And of course, the ball bearings right in that ring on this guy. So definitely one of the more interesting things I found out at Century in a while. And I wish I would have realized that it had potential earlier. I would have salvaged it sooner. Okay, let's see. A couple of shorter screws up front. moving pretty decent now. It was having some problems before, obviously. So the bore of these guys still have a little bit of rust on them, but they're getting better. Let me bring this back up a little bit higher. All right, here comes the tricky part. Trying to get these ball bearings back in there without dropping them. Tempted to use grease to assemble this, but I don't imagine this type of mechanism was ever meant to have grease on it, so just stick with the oil for the time being. And that's it. The bearings are in place. Okay. There's a smidge on the tedious side. I wonder if I've got this in the wrong orientation. That doesn't feel like those are wanting to start. These longer screws are threaded into the casting. There, I think it started. Okay, never mind. Now this is kind of an oddball size. I tried putting a piece of 1/2 inch rod through here, just too big. It's just a few thousandths under 1/2 inch, so I'll have to come up with something else on that. Hang on a second. I don't think this is right either. No, that's too small. So anyways, I'm assuming that this is meant to hold an arm for measuring purposes or something along those lines. Not crystal clear on that. I'll try to do a little research online to see if I can come up with some pictures of something like this. But if any of you guys know what this thing is supposed to be called, please let me know, because obviously I'm kind of grasping at straws on this. And this is the only part that says brown and sharp, so very cool. Need to spend a little more time cleaning it up yet, but I mean, because it was just, you know, sitting out in the rain, rusting away. I think I initially caught it after, oh, maybe the day that it had gotten dropped off out at Century. But like I said, this was locked up or felt like it was stripped, so I didn't think there was any salvaging it. But clearly I was wrong. It feels like there's minimal backlash in the up and down on this. Wow, very cool. Anyways, the reason I drug it home is I figured it might be useful for getting stuff aligned on the planer, or starting to do stuff on the big granite surface plate. So I figured, why leave it there when I can bring it home? I was gonna just clean off the workbench this evening, since I've got done kind of cleaning up the shop or the garage. So I figured I saw this up there and I remembered about it. I figured I would tinker with it instead. So kind of glad I did. I really thought it was just going to be kind of a piece of junk. But let me bring you guys in closer on some of these details here. So anyways, if you guys know of the proper name of this device, please, by all means, let me know so I can kind of get a better idea of what it is I'm working with here. So I'll catch you guys later.